Hi everyone, so I've just got to the York City Wall and thought I'd make a video. So for this video we're going to talk about is makeup catfishing. So there's been a lot of debate on this topic, that is it a form of catfishing to be wearing not just a little bit of makeup to enhance your natural beauty, but to completely transform your face to look like a completely different person. Like say if you saw the same person but they weren't wearing makeup, then you wouldn't even realize it was the same person. Now, I'm not telling people what to do here. You can go and do that if you want. The thing is that you've got a lot of women who will post pictures of themselves on, dating apps and what have you. And the thing is oftentimes these photos aren't anything like what they actually look like. And not to mention that all these photos are using filters that even make it more fake. So, but just the makeup itself, it's like, there was this picture that was posted, I think it was like a meme thing that's going around the internet, where it says something like, if women couldn't wear makeup. And the responses it got from a lot of women was, what if men couldn't grow beards? And the men responded, but beards are natural. So is that a good counter argument to that? Well, let's just think a second. Most men with beards are probably going to be grooming it to some degree, so you could argue that part of it isn't natural. So, but I don't know, it's just, I think it's still more natural than caking on a bunch of makeup. Every single day you have to put the makeup on, and then at the end of the day you have to take the makeup off. So there's a lot of chemicals going on that are not natural in the slightest. It's doing all sorts of damage to their skin, I think, in the long run, a lot of it, because it's just clogging up their pores and just, and a lot of it's just, got a lot of irritants to the skin and all that, and it's just totally unnatural. But even if you're a man who's got a groomed beard, whatever, and you could argue that's not natural, but it's not like you're having to just every single day just be like putting on a bunch of chemicals onto your skin to transform your face. Is that it's like there's things that you can do, like obviously you can do things to your skin to help it, like say putting moisturizers on and stuff like that, and that's fine, and that can really enhance your natural skin. Or even just putting a bit of maybe a bit of lip stick or whatever on, or something. But they do a lot of extreme stuff and they just look totally unnatural, and then they start going more extreme, doing things like fillers, things like Botox and other unnatural things to themselves, which actually ends up, oftentimes it ages them much faster. And and a lot of them end up with plastic surgery. But like I said, just the makeup itself, it isn't really good for the skin, I don't believe. It's especially the quantities that they use it. Let's show you the area that we're at. It's quite a nice spot. We're just on the bar wall at the York. It goes all the way around the centre of York. But it's a nice location, but yeah, it's just, if you're putting yourself on dating apps, I think you should be like at least showing a photo where you're natural, instead of kind of like tricking guys to think that you're hotter than what you are, because you ain't always going to look like that. You know, what if you've been, you go for a swim or something, and then they see you in a more natural sort of you know, sort of like your natural self, or just when you're going to bed or something. Because yeah, it's like you can't be wearing makeup 24/7 really, so you're just kind of being a bit deceptive. Not to mention a lot of them use other things to be fake as well, like doing things like push-up bras, and you know, wearing these pants that really kind of like squeeze their butts to try and make it more pop out more kind of thing, and just it's just so fake. And yeah, it's just, if men realize that, maybe it wouldn't be simping for them as much, you know. Like a lot of these women would be like average at best, you know, and just normal kind of, you know, like with, I mean, as in without all the extra BS. They would, most men wouldn't even probably look twice at them, to be honest with you. They'd be like, she's kind of mid, if that. Because yeah, it's not like, yeah, most of them are really going to be naturally that good. Especially, you know, a lot of them are not really taking care of themselves. You know, because they're like, oftentimes they're just kind of eating like a bunch of crappy food that's actually, you know, bad for their skin or whatever, and they're doing a bunch of crap that, you know, like, you know, in these foods that are gonna accelerate their aging. It's gonna make their skin inflamed. It's gonna put white on a lot of it, because they don't exercise enough, a lot of them. So like, yeah, so then it's like they're trying to put makeup on, trying to overcompensate for all this poor lifestyle, all these poor lifestyle choices. You know, it's like a lot of them will just be like a degenerate and just go out partying and all that when they're young, and then they end up looking like crap. You know, they wear themselves out, they didn't get enough sleep or whatever, so it's like they didn't prioritize the right things, and then they try to cover it up. They do all this stuff to try and look younger when they're at, like, they get to 40s or whatever, and they're like, oh no, I'm not getting younger, I'm like, I need to try and, you know, do a bunch of nonsense to catfish, because, like, you know, I should have actually you know, done what I needed to do to be attractive when I was younger, and I messed it all up. So this is just a kind of like, just a warning to any of these young women out there that, you know, take care of yourself, because you only got one body, and there's only so much you can do to try and, you know, make yourself look appealing when you get older. You can try and do all the fillers, all that crap, but the thing is that you're then going to end up being on that for life. Otherwise, it's just going to, if you try and undo a lot of that, it's not going to look good. And I'm not saying this to be hateful or anything, it's just that people need to hear the truth. And men also, like I said, they need to stop being thirsty, stop simping, because it's pathetic. And yeah, you gotta stop devalue. It's a lot of it's like, a lot of them know that, even know that they're valuable, but it's like they just kind of like, I think the problem is that, well, sometimes it can be that men are devaluing themselves, but also that they put these women on a pedestal when oftentimes they're nothing special. Like, they think that they're like these queens and whatever, princesses, but really they're just, you know, if they weren't doing all this stuff, then they would look that good. But, I mean, the thing is that most women these days think they're maybe not most, but like there's a lot of women out there that are caking on makeup, so they're not really special in the grand scheme of things, are they? You know, when they're all doing it, then they'll just look the same. They'll just look like, you know, kind of like basically their eyes kind of just look like burn holes, you know, when they put so much makeup on. Is that really attractive, do you think? It's just so natural. Like, I want to actually see what their eyes actually look like rather than a fake kind of version of that. It just look like they've got black eyes. I mean, like, who wants that? I mean, a lot of them have been sold this thing that, oh, have, you know, these hot dog lips and all that, and that's apparently attractive or whatever. Nah, to me it just all looks gross to me. And yeah, I mean, like, there was this whole thing a while ago of buccal fat surgery. I mean, that might not even be that they're trying to be more attractive to men, or it might just be that that's just what they've been told to believe, that that's the,
oh my gosh, yeah,
even just what's gonna make them more attractive to women or whatever. I don't know, but I don't think most men would actually even find that, you know, these sunken in cheeks look good on a woman. It just makes her look older, and so it's just crazy, some of these trends and stuff. But the thing is, it's like once it's done, then it's like there's no going back from it. You know, it's, you know, the damage is done. You know, once you've you know, wrecked yourself, that like you can't really just undo all that. It's like with the whole you know, the body positivity people, where they're like, oh well, you know, it's all right because, you know, it's not even the body positivity people, it's just the, you know, the people with the idea that, oh well, you know, it's all right to be fat right now because I can undo it later. And it's like, no, you know, once the damage is done, the damage is done. There is no going back. It's like the body doesn't work like that. It's like the more damage you do, then the more it accelerates the aging process, and you can't undo that. I'm sorry, but you just can't. And so it's like when they're doing all this stuff to their skin, and it's like they're messing it up. Eventually, it's like they're gonna end up with these wrinkles, these fine lines, and all that. They're gonna, you know, all they can do is try to hide it or something, but they're never gonna get rid of it completely. It's just gonna, yeah, it's like having a scar for life, basically. So, yeah, like what are you gonna do? Yeah, you can minimize it, but it's still gonna be there. So, yeah, just people don't want to do the right thing. People don't actually want to really take care of themselves, a lot of them. They just want to mask themselves. Now, some of it could be that they're afraid of actually showing their real self. You know, they're so insecure that they don't want people seeing their actual appearance. Like it's a way of hiding who they are, a way of putting on a mask. You know, because nobody knows what they look like down there. I'm sorry, not that, I mean, without all that, you know, unless you see them in that state. And so some of it could stem from like insecurities that are deep rooted, but yeah, it's just mad that it's like, but they're trying to compare it to, you know, men having beards. I think that is ridiculous. Like, how is men having beards anything like that, you know? Yeah, men grow beards naturally. And yeah, you know, some will put effort into grooming them, but it's going to take a lot less to like maintain it than to maintain makeup. And it's not on you all the time. Whereas a beard, it's like once you grow it, then it's there. permanent, you know, unless you decide to take it off. But like with makeup, you know, if you go in the pool or something and then it comes off, you know, it's a very it's very kind of like fragile, if you will. It's a facade. It's just it's like an ego, or like it's almost like an alter ego, you know, that all this makeup and all that, it's like a fake persona that you have of yourself that can make you almost, like I said, unrecognizable. But you know, that's the thing, is that we're in a fake, superficial society that's unless you have the perfect airbrushed look, then you know, then it's like there's something wrong with you, kind of thing. It's just, we value superficiality over substance. And that's what we're going wrong with society now, that things have become so kind of far from, you know, kind of wholesome. It's like society values, you know, social status more than like your qualities as a person, you know, your character. It's like, oh, you know, this person's really attractive, that, you know, then it's like they watch their videos just because of that, you know, even though they might have nothing of substance to say, no value. It's just yeah, people are rewarded not for their merits, but they're just some kind of superficial qualities that are it's like, you know, the whole thing with these men with the roids and all that, people, you know, the guys, you know, roiding up to try and get famous. It's like we need to stop rewarding shit. Right, so yeah, we need to stop with the glorification of this kind of stuff, of, you know, steroids, loads of makeup, things that are unnatural, that are actually toxic to the body. But, you know, society glorifies so many more things, like drugs, alcohol, promiscuity, you know, things like, just like the hookup culture, you know, like all that. It's like they're just, it's like nobody has any shame. They think that, I don't know, that this is all normal. This is something that we should be glorifying. It's like you got these degenerates on the left or whatever who are, they have no shame whatsoever. And it's just absolutely disgusting. And even when things start kind of going bad for them, like say, you know, they didn't have a great experience doing it all with, you know, 1,000 men or whatever, but then they'll still go and do it because it's like, it's all because their bottom line or whatever, or because of clout or whatever it might be, that they don't actually care about substance and integrity. All they care about is just being a sellout. And so I've kind of digressed here, but it connects with the whole message of the video of the superficiality and the how that's kind of like made everything become just, yeah, it's all degenerate now. It's like, you know, just that men thirsting over these average women. It's like, yeah, they might have, you know, a fit body or whatever, but you know, that there's really nothing special about them. Like, it's like men, you just need to stop kind of foaming at the mouth over these women. It's like, what is so special about these women? Just because they got, you know, because they got this bikini body or whatever, but like, you know, it's just, yeah, like, because you're just so, like, thirsty, and, yeah, that you, I don't know, it's just really messed up. It's like, you could say, well, you don't really blame the women for doing what they're doing, but, because, you know, they're making all this money off of losers, but, like, to me, they're all just kind of like, I don't think that they're good people, though. Like, if they really wanted to be good, that they would just actually be trying to discourage this kind of crap instead of actually actively being a part in it by selling themselves out. Because all that's going to do is just encourage more people to do it. And they don't care about, you know, their long-term reputation, because, you know, society, I don't think most people would really be seeing them as like a wholesome person doing all that stuff. You know, it's just yeah, we're just, you know, like all this instant gratification and but yeah, the makeup thing is just it's crazy. It's like and then when you combine that with filters, with Botox, with fillers, with push-up bra, and anything to try and give you the illusion that this super attractive woman, when really they're average, if not even below that in a lot of cases. But yeah, like I said, this might sound harsh, but the thing is that the truth doesn't care about anyone's feelings. The truth is the truth regardless, you know? So if people are offended, you know, don't shoot the messenger. It is what it is. You know, I'm just here to bring, you know, voice of reason to people, like, because even if you're, you know, triggered, you probably know deep down that it is true what I'm saying, that it is catfishing. And so yeah, these women will try and then kind of then sort of like, oh well, look, men have beards, blah blah blah. It's like, but you so by doing that, it's like they know deep down that it is, but they're trying to kind of be like, oh, you're being a hypocrite or something like that because you can grow beards. It's like, well, not really. To me, that just kind of shows that they actually are kind of like admitting to it deep down, that it is fake and it is a facade. Because makeup it's not natural. Like, a lot of them just make themselves look like a clown. So, yeah, I mean, but we are in a clown show, in a clown world that we live in, where, you know, idiocy is rewarded. Literally, you have these influencers like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and KSI, and just a complete bunch of idiots. But I mean, I don't know if they are actually idiots or they're just pretending to be that way, because, you know, it seems like most of this content that you get nowadays is all brain rot. It's like all the most idiotic crap that is what's getting rewarded. So people have no incentive to be smart, it seems, nowadays, because if you're in a society that's so stupid, and if you're becoming smart and you're like a voice of reason, then you're going to be seen as weird. They're not going to understand you. And they might even think that you're the idiot and you're the moron, that you're a retard, when really it's them. Society is fucking retarded, you know? Like, most people don't have a great IQ, and all this brain rot is making them more retarded. So I've just found that, like, even going back, this isn't just like after 2020, like this has been going on for a while now. Even when I was a kid, I kind of come to realize that society is just moronic. Like, it is absolutely, but then they'll have me think that I'm a moron. So I'm on like autism spectrum, right? Maybe I'm socially retarded or something, but it's like, but I'm smarter than these guys in a lot of ways. I can see how fucked up society is, how superficial it all is. It is an absolute joke. It's an absolute. It's just it's so fake, and I cannot stand fakeness. It's I can only stand truth and integrity. And yeah, maybe that's why I've never really made it on this platform, because people often are fake, and like I said, they'll pretend to be even more stupid than what they are, even though it seems like most people are kind of stupid, but they will exaggerate that. They will just, yeah, it's just, it seems like, you know, most of the intelligent people that, like, even if they do well, it's like they're never recognized for it. They'll usually be kind of like not remembered or you know, kind of acknowledged for their achievements. Like, you got some friggin' like hot tour girl just blow up over nothing, like some stupid little sentence, and then so yeah, it's just, it's insane. It's how things have become so fake, and how society is just so retarded. You know, it's just, I don't know, but you gotta be pretty, you know, I don't know, retarded and just brain dead to be, you know, really paying attention to all this friggin' stuff. To be just mindlessly just wasting hours of your life every day. I don't know, it just, to me, just doesn't make any sense. It's just, you're just numbing your mind doing all that. It's just making you be just kind of like, just, yeah, just without any common sense. The common sense is so like something that feels like it's been dying for a long time now, that, like I said, you know, to be a voice of reason now, it actually is becoming more, that they're saying it that, you know what, it was kind of like a revolutionary to be a intelligent person now, to be someone that speaks truth and so much lies. Like, we are constantly fed lies through the mainstream media, trying to tell people what they should think, like that, oh, women should be strive to be a boss babe or whatever, or men should be this way and that way to, you know, become more feminine or whatever. And then it's like, so we get people just sucking that up and not actually thinking critically about it and think, hang on, why should I do that? It's not in my nature to be that way. But people have become so like dumbed down that they just accept it, or maybe it's just that they're just kind of tired from all the stress of the day, that they just don't really have the energy to even think about it. So that might be part of the problem here, that it's not necessarily that people are oftentimes they're retarded, it's just that they are so burnt out that they're like, it's like a form of escape. And but it's not the answer though. But yeah, I've kind of like digressed a lot here, but it's just kind of like ties in the whole fake society and how society is collapsing, and you know, you've got all this looks maxing, you've got the men trying to do it as well, and all this really kind of like cringy stuff. Like I saw some come up on my feed of some guy putting frigging sea salt in his hair. It's like, like, it's like, how do women even find that attractive anyway? Like, what? It's like, I don't know. It's just people become so vain. There's all this like competition now more than ever. People are exposed to so many people on social media every day. It's just not natural. It's not natural to be exposed to that many people. Now you've got all these women, I've seen all these, you know, top women on these like Instagram. Oftentimes they're using, you know, kind of these embellished photos of themselves that are like augmented in some way to look like they've got more of like an hourglass shape than they actually have. So then that makes them feel insecure. And then you've got the men who are trying to do the same thing with, you know, the slimmer waist with the broader shoulders, and probably to sell you supplements and whatever that don't really work, and they're just scamming people. But people are just, they're not smart enough to actually, oftentimes, to really realize it. Now, there is a lot of people that are smart enough, and that's great, but there's just a lot of people who just will suck it up. They don't know any better. Like, they don't realize how corrupt this world is, and how people will just capitalize on anything that, just to kind of get a bit of money from it, you know. You know, say, you know, if you got a woman who, you know, doing the same with the fake photos just to try and get more likes, to get more, maybe to get more sales from some product, or maybe even to promote her OF. So it's just a degenerate world that we're living in. It's what it all, you know, kind of comes down to, that this world is devoid of morals, ethics. It is just completely, you know, it's just, I don't know, are things ever going to get better? Or is it just going to keep getting worse? What do you guys think? Because I don't see things getting better anytime soon. Like, there's this stuff about AI. You know, it's getting so messed up. Like, you've got these friggin' things like, has anyone heard about the fucking Down syndrome OF girls, but are actually fake? They're using some friggin' AI filter to pretend to have Down syndrome. What kind of fucked up person you have to be to, like, even consider doing such a thing? Like, what the actual fuck? That is an absolute disgrace. But there's always been people like this out there. It's just, it just makes your blood boil, this kind of stuff. When you've got people trying to make an honest fucking living, you've got these people out there that, so it's like, there's these scumbag people out there trying to take people's money, and then it's like, because there's some hard-earning, you know, hard-working person who would have actually, that person could have, you know, helped that person instead. But there's so many thirsty guys out there, and it makes you think, like, how fucked up do you need to be to even be fetishizing that kind of crap anyway? Like, you're a special fucking, I'd actually call you, like, you're kind of like, to me, you're probably a deviant or something. It's just absolutely disgusting. I don't care what anybody says. If you think that, you know, like, it's just, it kind of exposes how kind of creepy people can be. Like, it is just foul. I mean, but men have just become so messed up on all this adult content, and it goes back to the whole thing of all these women wearing copious amounts of makeup and doing all these things to try and they're, you know, usually like, you know, the top whatever percent of like less than 1% of genetics to be able to do all that, to then make all these men think that that, you know, even if you're like a attractive woman, then you're mid or something. So there has been a lot of pressure on women to try and, you know, to live up to a certain standard, but I suppose part of the problem is that a lot of men are, you know, it's like they're just like thirsting over these you know, like adult content videos and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's like, sorry, I just got a bit of a hay fever. It's just, yeah. But yeah, I just, I don't know. I just wonder how things are going to go, you know, with all this AI and... So like, I remember someone was saying that human interaction will become more important as time goes on, actually, because of how fake everything's gotten with all this AI and stuff, where like the only way to know if someone's real is like to actually meet them in person. Because it's like you could go on like a video call somebody now and they could be putting a filter on that as well, you know, because I think, was it Snapchat was what started all that fake crap, and they all started to kind of jump on the bandwagon and just, but it's encouraging people to be fake. It's encouraging a lot of narcissism and just, yeah, self-centeredness, instead of it being around community and belonging to something greater than yourself. But when you are in these, like, like say someone's using Snapchat and whatever and trying to build the score up, get 1 million points or whatever crap, it's like, it's just so narcissistic. And but they're doing that with all these fake filters, getting all these men to simp and thirst over them, when really a lot of them, they look nothing like that in reality. So, wow, you've so well achieved, aren't you? You know, you've wasted so much time doing fake filters to try and get your snap score instead of actually doing something in real life. Wow, you deserve a medal. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think. I'll probably put a video out tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be live about 7 PM UK time. Take care, everybody. Peace out. Bye.